There's a great deal of differences in the apartments here and in the United States. People stay much longer in their apartments than they do in the U.S. They have to bring with them all of their kitchen cabinets, their appliances, unless someone moves out and they just don't want to take them and they leave them. So they have to bring furniture to store clothing because they do not have closets in most of the apartments. So it's really different. People move in and they stay. The marketing aspect is very different. You don't walk into an office in most buildings. Most of the time you go to a central management office, or lots of apartments are found through individual owners, and you find it through one of your friends you know is giving up an apartment, or they are friends with somebody in their building who they know is leaving, and so you might find your apartment that way. There are some online services, but not to the degree that we have in the United States. At least it's not, each apartment building doesn't have its own website.
This trip to Germany was just really a great experience for me, getting to see all the different architecture styles that we don't have back in the United States because it's so much younger than Europe and Germany is. We also got to see lots of different property management that are going more towards internet marketing, but they say in the past they haven't really done that. And also you're starting to see more signage. A reasoning behind that, I think, is that a lot of people buy houses here instead of rent, or they buy or rent from a certain person instead of a company, but that's all kind of changing.
In some of the apartments we've seen so far, they basically try and utilize the same amount of rooms in a lot less space, and they seem to really do a pretty good job of it. When I got here, I really didn't expect there to be much of a kitchen really at all, from things I've seen on TV and in newsletters and things. And really the kitchens that we've seen have actually been relatively good sized. Refrigerator obviously smaller, but overall it was good size, and it really utilized every amount of space that they possibly could. And it was really sleek designs and everything, as far as the dishwasher placement, the cabinets and everything.
We went to a restaurant in the middle of the Black Forest, and that whole restaurant was powered by the sun, which was really incredible because it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and they still have the technology, and they've had it since the 80s, and you just don't see that in the US.
I've learned a lot about sustainability, especially with mobility. A lot of people choose to ride bikes, which I think is amazing. I definitely couldn't do it with all the traffic and stuff, but I'm very surprised at how easy they get around, and how easy the city makes it for them to get around. It's really neat to see, and I wish that in America sustainability was more important and that people chose that option.
The public transportation here is a lot better than in the United States, because there's tons of different trams and buses and all sorts of different ways to get around. You can basically get anywhere you want through the public transportation, and it's normally on time, and it's reliable. So I guess that's like the main thing that I've just been learning about, just the sustainability and just how you don't need a car to go everywhere here, and it's really cool.
They use a type of insulation which they call outsolation, and it's basically applying insulation to the outside shell of a building, and it's not something that requires a lot of strength or energy or cost in a renovation. It's just an exterior insulation. And I spoke with one woman, and she said in the past 3 months that she had not had to use her heat once. And we're in May right now, so that's backtracking all the way to February, which is pretty incredible for this climate.